Come on with the come on. Get down with the get down. What was that, Tribe? Test, mic, check. All right, I'm going to get started here. Got to check my levels. Streaming live to YouTube and Facebook tonight, so I got to give me a second. I got to make sure we're good. I tried this last week when I added YouTube to the stream. Anyway, the quality was horrible. All right, and I didn't check. I just went ahead with the show. Went back, looked at it. It was horrible. So give me a second. I'm going to start this. Take a look at the YouTube feed. Take a look at the Facebook feed. Make sure everything's good. Then we're going to get started, man. Mark Lamont Hill, a.k.a. they call him Lamoist. Black Twitter is dragging. All right, we're going to take a look at it. Hang tight, man. Happy Independence Day, all that good stuff. I think we sound good.
DJ Pearly Q.
You ain't representing. You ain't keeping it right.
Court Boys.
DJ Pearly Q.
You ain't representing. You ain't keeping it right.
Court Boys.
Let's party, everybody.
Oh, yeah. All right. Live. We live. The live intro. We got the live. All right. Anyway. I've been testing out some things. I got a couple, and I got a new control surface, some more pads to work with for my drops. Not that I need any more, but this thing looks cool. If you want to see what the background looks like and everything looks like, you need to be following your mans on social media. This is Propaganda Time with yours truly, Pearly Q, at Pearly Q on everything. All right. Or to make it simple, propagandatime.com, links to everything. All right. Instagram off the chain, TikTok off the chain. All right. So you want to see what we're doing. All right. Behind the scenes on the podcast, man. I got a lot of crap here. Got a new desk coming. I got so much crap now that I need a bigger work surface. So I got a new desk on the way, one of those L-shaped desks. So we can spread this out, man. We're going to be like Mantronics up in here. All right. All kinds of, whatever. Let me see. All right. It's kind of hard. I'm sitting down. It's kind of different when you're trying to scratch sitting down. I ain't that old yet. There will come a time where all I can, if I'll be sitting down, I'll still be trying to do this shit. Anyway, Happy Independence Day. Oh, man. So in case you guys haven't seen it yet, I haven't seen it. All right. I did not watch it deliberately because I wanted to save it for this show. The Mark Lamont Hill interview of Judge Joe Brown. Now, for those who don't know who Mark Lamont Hill is, he's a cat that, you know, if you're rocking with us, you ain't rocking with this guy. All right, just to give you an example, you know, he doesn't like the fact that Bill Cosby's out, and he's you know, just like a lot of mainstream, they're promoting this again. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he shouldn't have got convicted, but we think he's still guilty type shit. That's what he's on. And he's been bringing people on his platform promoting that he's guilty. We think he's guilty. He admitted, blah, blah, blah. So that's who Mark Lamont Hill is. If, you know, he cries a lot, you know, if you go back, I think he's on CNN. He's one of those cats, you know, who's the other guy? Van Jones. Every time you look up on CNN, this nigga's crying about something, literally. Mark Lamont Hill is one of those guys, basically. And another thing, and then we'll get on with it. He wrote some very disrespectful stuff about Malcolm X in some paper. Look, this guy, you know, again, he works for those people. Okay, when it comes to the black community and issues that, you know, whatever, he's that guy they send. He's that guy. He's one of those guys that's supposed to be, you know, because he's black looking, he's supposed to, you know, we're supposed to listen to him, but you know, you rocking with us. We don't play that. We don't play that up in here. All right. Now let's get into this interview. So for some reason, I don't know what possessed this guy to invite Judge Joe Brown on his show and try to, you know, again, push that you know, hey, Bill Cosby's a monster type stuff. Because Judge Joe Brown knows his stuff. All right. For those who don't know, man, Judge Joe Brown, again, he's a judge, okay? Extensive law background. He obviously, in order to be a judge, you have to do what? You have to be a lawyer, okay? So, again, and Judge Joe Brown is one of those guys, man, that knows. If somebody knows too much, it's Judge Joe Brown. He knows everything about everybody. He's got the facts, and he's got receipts. Yes. Shout out to my man. Yeah, Star Riley checking in. Judge Joe is the man. Yes. So he's the man. And, you know, we got that, we got the phone line is up and running. My bad. I had the number was wrong for the longest time. And one of our viewers pointed out to me, she's like, hey, I'm trying to call. I had the wrong number up here, but the number is correct. 623-250-2986. All right. Call in live after we run through this. All right. Let's run through this. Let's run through this interview, man. Let me pull it up. All right. So this is Mark Lamont Hill on his, he's got some program. I think they fired him. They kicked him off of CNN or whatever for some reason, whatever mainstream outlet. He had a gig. I think they kicked him off and now he's got his own thing, something like Black News Network or some bullshit. Here we go.
Welcome back to Black News Tonight. We are here talking once again about the case of Bill Cosby. As you know, he was released to most people's surprise yesterday, walking out of a Pennsylvania state prison because of a very interesting development in his case. And yesterday, many celebrities chimed in on social media. One of TV's most well-known judges, Judge Joe Brown, was one of those people who called out the way that mainstream media had been covering the story. Hours ago, he tweeted, and to be clear, much of this was in response to something I wrote, but he said, anyone who was knowledgeable of American law would have expected and predicted the outcome of the Cosby appeal. Mainstream media in Hollywood incite public disorder by lying to the people about the law and encouraging mob rule. Hollywood reacts to Bill Cosby release with shock. Here to discuss his recent comments, joining me now is Judge Joe Brown. Judge, thank you for joining me.
All right, I'm pausing right here. Yeah, what's up? Yeah, Carrie Richardson says, yeah, he ate up Mark Lemoist. Lemoist, yeah, that's what they dragging it. Again, he's, these people just don't know when to sit down. All right. But yeah, shout out to everybody checking in. All right, let's keep going.
Why do you say that mainstream media encourages mob rule?
I've talked to 43 lawyers around the country, 17 judges, and I haven't found one that was shocked by the verdict. Most saw the same thing that I did from day one. This never should have gone to trial. It's a travesty. It's a violation of due process and American law. It is part of this mess that mainstream media is trying to feed into the heads of the citizenry and poison them by saying that their emotions and their feelings are supposed to have paramountcy over what happens within the law. That's not the way it goes.
Exactly. Look, you didn't have to be a lawyer from day one. My man Starr will attest to this. We discussed this, that this whole thing should have never went to trial. Never. Because of the agreement that was made, which, having to do with that deposition, which they're all using as air quotes evidence against him. He admitted, but the reason why he gave that information, and all he did was explain his side. He didn't admit to doing anything these people said he did forcibly. Like that wasn't what he did. He said what happened. But anyway, the whole thing with that was, yeah, no criminal charges. Okay, give this deposition. We're not going to pursue criminal charges. And what did they do? They turned around and did exactly that. They didn't even try and switch it up, and get another person and make it. No, that specific case. That's why this thing he should have never got convicted. Everybody knew this. That paid half attention, had half a bit of common sense. Let me keep going here.
I get people who never even took what they should have gotten in the 4th and 5th grade get to talking about how somebody going to disprove what these women accused Dr. Cosby of. And the truth of the matter is you don't have to. They have to prove that what they claim is true, not the other way around. That's
exactly.
That's American law. I see too much of this. Show up on the courthouse, voice your opinion, and get the courts to yield to what you believe. That's not the way the law works. That's called mob rule, mob justice. And if you want a more egregious exemplar, take what happened to Emmett Till and every other black man that's been lynched in the history of this country because somebody got emotional and decided to suborn the law, go around it, and do what their emotions drove them to do. So that is the way things ought to be. Law separates us from the animals, and we can't have this disregard of the law. I want to.
Yeah, so it's my first time going through this. So yeah, I'm very yeah, I can't wait to see what your boy Lamont, big dummy Lamont Hill has to say. Let's keep going.
Commend this Howard Dean for being forthright enough to speak out on what the reality is, and I would suggest that they need to strengthen the breadth requirements at Howard University so I don't see such ignorance coming out of this profoundly historic black university. My father went there way back in the 40s.
Well, Judge, there's two things going on at once, though, Judge.
That I have heard come out of that place lately. And if anybody
so, Judge, I think there's two things happening at once.
Justice, they ought to.
So, Judge, I think there's two things happening at once here. And I think, on the one hand, many of us are legitimately aware, and myself included, that the criminal legal system doesn't give equal outcomes to everybody, that black folk catch the worst end of this, that black men, when it comes to incarceration, get the absolute worst end of this. And the Bill Cosby case is an example of a prosecutor who was dishonest. Bill Cosby, absolutely, if he's told that you won't be prosecuted for giving this deposition and then he gets prosecuted, that is a violation of his rights and that is a violation of due process.
Of course it is.
On the other hand,
due process.
But on the
yeah, now here, and this is what they've, I don't know if, for y'all that have been following this, They all admit that that was wrong. He should have not been. But then they go, on the other hand, there is no other hand. Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know. All right. But see, that's it. That should be end of story. End of discussion. That was wrong. But no, then then they go on with, on the other hand. Yeah, it was wrong. But there is no but. But this is what they keep on doing here when they're covering this, which is it's amazing to me. Like, what do you mean on the other hand? What do you mean but? They put that man in prison for 2 years and they were wrong. It was illegal. They went back on they changed the rules. Okay, again, but they literally blatantly changed they said, fuck that. Your ass is going to prison. And nobody finds that. I mean, again, that's why these people, the Mark Lamont Hills of the world, that's why we don't, that's why we think about that's why we think of them the way we do. Okay. They're full of it. Okay. We ain't buying that. We ain't rocking with that. No, 2 + 2 don't equal 9. Let me keep going.
Right. But hold on, let me finish this point, Judge.
Going forward should be disciplined.
So there's that, but then there's the other question.
Exactly.
So then there's this other question that people, though, have, Judge, which is a legal question. Which is not a legal question. I think those two things, to some extent, are getting mixed up. And the non-legal question is about whether or not Bill Cosby actually did harm. Legally, you can say he's not guilty because the not guilty stands.
He didn't do anything. American law, there is an absolute presumption of innocence until you are proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt using due process of law. If there was no due process of law, that presumption of innocence does not remove itself and there is no valid conviction. If there is no valid conviction, that presumption of innocence stands as a rock for the defendant. It is to keep the government from acting in a dishonest fashion and using its powers for persecution. So Dr. Cosby
so I think we're on the same page with that.
Found guilty through due process. He hasn't done anything. So under American law, the accusations are just that. They carry no weight other than accusations, and they must be proven using due process beyond a reasonable doubt. If they have not been, then they are essentially worthless, just so much talk.
So I think we're on the same page.
No, Negro, we're not on the same page because you sitting here trying to. So, yeah, all right, let's keep going. But exactly, again, accusations. This is what they put him in prison for. Accusations. Doesn't matter whether you think he did it or not, or whether he was wrong, or there was no proof. Okay, that's what I mean. And everybody, the people that are, again, it doesn't matter about your feelings. I'm not talking about how I feel. I'm talking about the proof. There was no proof of these accusations. So why did he go to prison for 2 years? You can't explain that. You can't, but this is what I guess Mark Lamont Hill is going to try to do here. So let's keep going.
So I think we're on the same page with regard to the law. I think part of the challenge, and I sent out a tweet last night that you responded to. I'm going to pull it up. It says, I said, Bill Cosby is not innocent. He has not been exonerated. His release means that Cosby, a sexual predator, was incarcerated within a criminal legal system that has as little regard for its own rules and procedures as does Cosby for his victims.
Now, see, right there, and see, I saw this tweet. What do you mean he's not innocent? He is innocent. See, this is a big lie. This is not true. Bill Cosby is not. Yes, he is. Big dummy. I got to dig up my Sanford and Son drops. Lamont, yeah, they call him the Moist. I'm going to start calling him Lamont Big Dummy Hill. Because how could you say this? He has not been exonerated. He is not innocent. You're out of your mind. Yes, he is innocent. Yes, he is. They threw it out. The Supreme Court said he never should have been convicted. So that means he's innocent. And then this bullshit. Again, here they go. And that's what I mean. This is what they keep doing. He's a predator. They keep saying it. Just because you say it don't mean it's true, but that's what these people, look, it was propaganda time, people. All right. But this is how it works. You keep saying some shit. Keep saying the lie over and over again, and it becomes true. Because why? Because people believe it. Because you keep saying it. And they just start believing it. And this is what, if you're following this, listen and look and see what they keep saying. They keep saying the same thing over and over again. He did it. He did it. He's a predator. He's this. He did it. I think he did it. I think he did it. That's what all these people, all these commentators keep saying. All right, pay attention. Let me keep going.
And you responded. You said,
he hasn't had any. Law is a baseless accusation. It has no weight.
So under the law, I think we're on the same page. Again, but part of the problem.
I didn't know how. Look, and I'm not, ain't about being mean or calling people names, but this guy is an idiot. How could you sit up there and even what are you talking about? Well, I think we're on the same page as the law. Well, obviously not, because the law says he's innocent, but you're saying he's guilty. So no, we're not on the same page, Negro. What's wrong with this guy? What's wrong with this guy?
It's in the 4th and 5th grade, not law school. American law means when somebody makes an accusation, that's all it is. It has no weight. If there's probable cause, you have somebody answer the complaint. But if you cannot find someone guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, they have done nothing. They walk out of there with their presumption of innocence intact. How clear can that be?
And this is a damn shame that Judge Joe Brown has to sit there and explain this. He shouldn't have to explain this. This is all common sense, but this is where we're at today. Okay, Judge Joe Brown, scholar, law scholar, and professional, and whatever, lawyer, judge, look, has to sit here and explain this to this idiot guy, to Mark Lamont Hill. This is just this is where we're at today, people. It just boggles my mind. Let me keep going.
There is nothing to answer.
I think that
he had a right to remain.
I think that part is clear. No, I think that part's clear, Judge. Let me move the conversation forward.
The burden of proving his guilt. It did not. So he stands.
Right. So I guess what Right. So what I want to do is just move the conversation up a little bit. I think you and I agree that legally he's not guilty, that legally he doesn't have any burden of proof. The state does, and it hasn't met that. Legally, his rights were violated. We're on the same page about that. I'm saying the legal question to me is rock solid. But I think what was happening yesterday was people were conflating those two things. They were acting as if because the state didn't meet its burden and because he was released based on the fact that he didn't get due process or his due process rights were violated, that was somehow proof of the belief that many people had that Cosby was actually not just legally not guilty, but actually didn't do anything at the moral and ethical level.
What is this nigga talking about? What is this guy talking about? What is he talking about? What do you talk about beliefs? Good Lord, people.
Hold on 1 second. I just want to place.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, no, hold on. Let me place the question to you. So I guess what I'm saying is, can we hold space for two ideas at the same time? Can someone, under the eyes of the law, be completely not guilty, and at the same time, can we have a public conversation? Because I know you talk about culture, you talk about our community, you talk about values. Can we also talk about the fact that someone can be doing great harm and even be a predator at the same time that legally they're all the things you just said?
Unbelievable.
No, because the law presumes them innocent until you prove them guilty. It is a specious thing. That's part of this new paradigm where everybody gets a trophy, a participation ribbon. Nobody's feelings get hurt. Freedom of speech gets restricted if somebody feels uncomfortable or undelighted by what is being said. That's not our reality.
So let me ask you a question. When George Zimmerman killed Trayvon Martin and the jury found him not guilty, do you feel that the black community should not have continued to express outrage and call George Zimmerman a killer because under the law he was?
I can't believe this guy is doing. Oh my God, yo, yeah, dummy. Because yeah, he shot and killed him. He shot him. He died. Whether they just didn't convict him. What they say? Self-defense. Stand your ground. Again. But the facts are the facts. Again, where are the facts? See, that's the thing. That's the thing with the Cosby case, right? It's just accusations. Okay. The most recent 2004. And then the other 5 that they tried to, tack on there to show some kind of pattern. Look, y'all need to look. That's what I'm saying. People be. And I don't, obviously I haven't read the whole damn transcript, but listen, the 2004, most recent, okay, encounter. That's all. It was a date. Okay. The lady came over, they had dinner. Look, and then they tacked on the 5, like to show some kind of pattern. They had to go back 25, 30 years. They pulled out, they pulled chicks out from 25 years ago talking about, yeah, I hung out with them and did the same thing. Which was, yeah. But yeah, this is crazy that he's trying to draw a comparison from the Trayvon Martin case to Bill Cosby. Let me know what you guys think, man. This is nuts to me. This is nuts. And this is what, these are the people they put in front of us. We're supposed to listen to these people? Lamoist Hill? We're supposed to, these people are supposed to be like, yeah, they're supposed to know what they're talking about. Yo, get out of here with that. Miss me with that nonsense. Let's keep going.
Innocent?
They should express outrage with themselves for lacking such political influence in the selection of the district attorney or in the even weight assigned to them. See, the rules are the same. But from my perspective, I think of all the black folk that have called me over the last 35 of jury service, all of the black folk that voted a handout where you've got a racist idiot on that handout for judge and they don't even pay attention to who's on the ballot. I think of all of the black folk who don't go out and vote for sheriff or effectively for mayor or for the district attorney and complain about it. See, when you have an opportunity to do something about it, do it. And see, most of the people that are off in the penitentiaries are not in there for playing Robin Hood. They robbed from their neighbors, burglarized their neighbors, killed their neighbors, raped their neighbors, sold poison to their neighbors. And the other thing is, it's not guns. It's not any excuse. It's we have got a lack of manhood and masculinity in our neighborhoods. See, masculinity is the imposition of a set of behavioral standards on a boy. So when the boy grows into a man, he has some things he has to do that he.
See, here we go. But Judge Joe Brown, he'll tell you the truth. This is what nobody wants to. What are we talking about nowadays? Listen to Judge Joe Brown.
Cannot get away with, that he is compelled to look to, making where he lives a better, safer, more secure place filled with economic prosperity, sense of purpose, morality, and ethics. He is a man of public peace, dignity, and order, who is a man of peace, who can be a brave and courageous man when necessary. See, we have to start
Judge,
taking
let me
our
pause you for a
neighborhoods
minute.
back.
We're going to take a... Judge, I want to hear more about that, Judge. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to take a quick break and bring you right back. I'm going to push you on some of those things as well. We got more Black News Tonight coming up right after this.
Guys, there are better ways
My
to
bad.
get your
Hang on,
bush
let me-
ready for summer.
Oh, good Lord. Can we skip this? All right. Skip this. All right. Hang on. We're doing this live, people, so bear with me. Okay.
Back to Black News Tonight. We're talking Bill Cosby and the aftermath of his case. I'm here with Judge Joe Brown. Judge, again, early in the conversation, we sort of stipulated to the legal parts of this, and we both.
All right. Before he goes on, before I forget, All right. And when Judge Joe Brown talks about masculinity and role models, so, you know, my personal experience growing up, you know, I can attest to that. All right. My father was, you know, was all those things. All right. You know, he did manly, you know, shit. Okay. My father, you know, that's what I mean. He was a man. Okay. And I learned from him. All right. Nobody's perfect. Did I make mistakes? Sure. But the basic, and my father passed away when I was, you know, he passed away when I was about 10, I think. So I didn't, you know, he wasn't around like, you know, in, you know, my teenage years and stuff. But me being around him until he did pass away, you know, like I said, I want to say I was around 10 years. I have to ask my sister. I might have been a little older, maybe 12. I can't remember. But being around him, because I was always around him. Okay. And what I learned from him was like, it's not like he sat me down and said, hey, do this, this, this. I just learned from being around him and watching what he did. And so that goes both ways. So when you have a good role model, you know, it's positive. You're going to, and it goes both ways. And if you're around a negative role model, you know, that's what you get. Okay. That's what you are, you know, have an affinity of, you know, emulating. Right. But yeah, you know, emphasis on, you know, again, the male, manlyhood, the male role model, the father, all that stuff is definitely, you know, what people, if you look around today, man, nobody's talking about that. Nobody's trying to, you know, encourage that. You know, what we see now, is the opposite. You got people talking about you don't need no man, you don't need a father, the mother can do it. You know, it's one thing when, you know, mothers are forced to, you know, play both roles, you know, because father's not there. But you know, if the father is again isn't, you know, is a positive role model, then, you know, it's not gonna, you know, it's not a bad thing. Okay, it's a very good thing to have a positive father figure in your life. All right. And I can attest to that. So that's what Judge Joe Brown, you know, and because like I said, you got to, he talks about it because nobody else talks about it. Nobody else is pushing this. All these, that's what I mean. These Mark Lamont Hills and all these people, think about it. When you look at all these people in your face telling you blah, 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 are they saying anything basic like that? You know, no. Are they encouraging anything? No. What are they talking about? Yeah, your feelings. Yeah, you can do what you want. You could, you know, everybody, you could be a zebra if you want, and people shouldn't give you a hard time about, you know, that's what they, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, people. But that's every time I look up, I just see, that's all I see and hear. And no common sense. Judge Joe Brown is just talking common sense. What you and I, if you rock with us, you know, I'm a man of a certain age. I keep telling y'all, you know, I'm 60 whatever years old. You know, if you're a certain age, you understand what I'm talking about. Okay, we didn't grow up, you know, we grew up. It's a different time now. And we didn't grow up with this. This is crazy. This is like, it's all backwards now. What's going on today with the social stuff and, you know, what they're pushing. It's all backwards from when we came up. Okay, we came up, that was normal. You didn't have to say what Judge Joe Brown is saying. You didn't have to talk about positive male role model. You didn't have to talk about the father being, that was expected, right? But somehow we got away from that. That's not somehow. Again, we know how. So pay attention, pay attention. That's a whole nother show. But this is propaganda time, people. So, that's what we're here for. We're here to, expose it and break it down and explain it, how it works, because this is how it works. These people just keep telling you nonsense over and over again, and to the point where you think it's real and the truth. And we got to get away from that. We got to stop listening to people who ain't telling the truth, man. And that, are being detrimental. What they're saying, what they're encouraging is detrimental, in my opinion. All right. To all people, not just the black people, but, what they're pushing is detrimental to, the generations, obviously. I mean, you can see it now, what we got going on. So yeah, let me keep going. My bad, yo. Try and get through this. All right, we got about 10, 15 minutes left of this interview. Let's get through it.
agree that everyone deserves the right to due process, and no one should be sitting in prison or jail for something that they either didn't do or if their rights are violated, or both. But you've also raised this interesting question that I think is worth unpacking a bit, and that's about ethics and morality within the black community and holding each other accountable and talking about manhood and masculinity. If we, again, assuming Bill Cosby doesn't take the legal stuff off the table, if we look at the depositions, the very thing that got him ultimately, the thing that ultimately got him locked up, and those depositions, and he's talking about the various women he had sex with giving them alcohol and pills, whether it's Quaaludes or Benadryl. If you look at the dozens of women who come forward and accuse him, is there room to say, look, Bill Cosby can come home because the prosecutor was wrong, but...
All right. And see... amazing. So he's talking about the deposition. Read the deposition. I posted it. You should be following your mans. All right. Pearly Q on all social media. I think I posted that link on Facebook. The LA Times, they just put a little summarized version of it. Take a look. For those people, that's what I mean. And that's another thing. People are just listening. Yeah, he did it. He's guilty, because people like this, Lamont Hill, that's what they keep saying. And people aren't doing, just like Judge Joe said, they're not doing their own due diligence. You know, you're not voting for the prosecutor in your locality. You're not voting for the sheriff. You know, you're letting all these, and then you wonder why you're getting treated whatever. You wonder why, what's his face, didn't get charged. What's that man's name? Good Lord, Trayvon Martin, killer. Zimmerman, you wonder why he didn't get charged, you know? But anyway, read that deposition. All right. It's on my, I think it's the LA Times. They posted a summary of the deposition he's talking about. And even right there, see, listen to these people, man. That's what I'm saying. Yo, the Jedi mind shit is real. He did not once say, what did he say? He admitted to having sex with these women, to giving them alcohol, and to giving them pills. He didn't say he forced them, because it's not true. He did not. In that deposition, he just goes, they ask him questions about the encounters. He answers them. And yes, he offered alcohol. He offered whatever, pills. He did not trick nobody. He did not sneak it in. Okay. And again, the women did not say that either. All these women involved, they could not say that because that's a lie. They did not say that. Yeah, they took it. They took it. They participated. Okay. And if you really want to get into it, not only did they do it once, but they did it multiple times. Okay. Some of these like years, like, look, again, this whole thing, but see, they gloss over all of that, the facts, to push, their narrative. But if you just look at and listen to what they're saying and look for yourself, okay, since when is having sex, consensual sex with people against the law? It's not. Okay, if they're of age, it's not. And again, Mark Lamont Hill said that. Yeah. He admitted to having sex. Yeah, that's not against the law. Yeah, he admitted to, giving some people some alcohol. Yeah, that's not against the law. They were all of age. So what are they, that's what it is, people. It's not what they're doing. We know what they're doing. The question is, are you going to do the due diligence to find out the facts for yourself and make your own conclusions? Look, it ain't about, agreeing with whoever. You can think, what you want about Bill Cosby. But we at least, like Joe Brown said, we at least have to look at the facts and do our own due diligence. First and foremost, don't just take this stuff they put in front of you. Don't just take this stuff as facts, as the truth, because it's not. There's a very good example of it right here. Let's keep going.
But Bill Cosby also has to be accountable for what he represents and for acts of and for predator-like behavior.
What about
see how they throw that with the predator again? Yeah. Again, these people, the Lemoist Hills of the world, they all, again, they're following the script, okay? They're working, they know what they're doing because they've been taught how to do it. when it comes to pushing this stuff and getting and tricking people and putting ideas in your head that you take. Again, yeah, you keep saying shit over and over again. What's that? Speak into existence. That's real. Okay, that's true. You speak things into existence. So whenever you see them repeating phrases like that over and over again, or they keep saying, yes, the legal thing is correct, but I think he's still guilty. That's what they keep doing. Why? Because it works. People are going to believe that. If you say it enough, people are going to believe that. Let me keep going.
Women being accountable for their own behavior. They were groupies.
Well,
see, now this is another reason why I like Joe Brown. Now he's going to tell the truth. Again, everybody knows this. Everybody knows this. And now Joe Brown's going to say it. Let's go.
Drugs, rock and roll, sex, drugs, rap, sex, drugs, baseball, football, basketball.
Take that back a
We're
little bit.
groupies.
Well,
one more time, Joe Brown.
For predator-like behavior.
What about these women being accountable for their own behavior? They were groupies.
Well,
sex, drugs, rock and roll, sex, drugs, rap, sex, drugs, baseball, football, basketball, movies, television. See.
Yeah, but right now I'm talking about Bill Cosby. I'm saying
we forgot what that term meant. Sex, drugs, rock and roll. The bimbos come to the party. They hang out. They get drunk. They snort lines of blow, and they have a good time. They use the hall closets to give head, the bathrooms to get down, and you go in to get your coat off of the bed, and they're laying on top of it doing something. See, that's what that's about. So,
yeah, but Judge, it has to be consensual, though.
30, 40, 50 years after something was in big time style, when this stuff started out, the sexual revolution was going on. And a lot of women got into it deeply.
Okay, but so there's two things you raised. But first, let's talk about Bill Cosby. We can talk about the women, but let's talk about Bill Cosby.
We can talk about the women, but let's talk about Bill. Listen, that's another about this whole case. Why were these women around him? Why were they around him? All right, Bill Cosby, well, yeah, especially the shit, because that's what they're pulling out. They were pulling out stuff from 25, 30 years ago when Bill Cosby was on his rock star shit, all right? He was performing. He was a movie star, all right? He was a comedian, people. And he was doing it big back when he was, in his prime, which is that's where a lot of this stuff, they pulled it out, man. That's where they pulling it from. Other than the 2004 incident that they, railroaded him for, all that other stuff they're pulling out from 25, 30 years ago. And just like Judge Joe Brown said, sex, drugs, rock, that's what these women were around. They knew he was married. Okay. Again, nobody, it's like, yeah, no, nobody wants to, talk about that. So what does that mean? Like, here's my thing. If you could do this to Bill Cosby, then you gotta, all right, that's it. What about Mick Jagger? What about real, what about, you could do this with any entertainer. Damn near. You can go back and find some women, or in some cases men. You could go back and find some people they partied with. And, have them come out, raise their hand and say, it took advantage of me. Does that mean it's true? Like, if this was some chicks coming out on Mick Jagger, what would people say? Like, where'd you meet? Well, it's after the show. When did this take place? After the show? Whatever. Like, that's what I mean. Like, what's going on here? And that's for years. That's what it was. A lot of this stuff, because that's what it was. So finally, in the whatever, like 2000, when they 18, finally, because that's what it was. You couldn't take this stuff to court. Any prosecutor, that's what I mean. It was like, no, can't win this. You cannot win this. You can't waste your time. Until they decided, And, and there was a conspiracy. Don't make no question about it. In my opinion, there was a conspiracy against Bill Cosby. How did he end up in prison? Because again, there was no evidence. Not only that, there was a legal agreement in place specifically saying he could not be charged. And they still did it anyway. How did that happen? Well, I'm going to give my non-legal ass opinion. That happened because people got together and made it happen. And they ignored the legal aspects of the case altogether. They went and picked them up. And I think it was like 12 days before the statute of limitations ran out on that 2004 thing. That's what I mean. The 25-year-old stuff that, but that was their last chance, the 2004 lady. So that's what they did. They literally picked him up 10 or 12 days before that statute expired. And then, went to trial, ignored everything that was in place and said, we're going to put you in prison for this. That's what happened with Bill Cosby. Okay, again, do your own due diligence. Look it up. It's all there, black and white. But let's get back to Judge Joe Brown and Mark Lamont Hill.
A second, because that's the person we're talking about. My question was, is there room to what did he do? Well, according to the deposition, he gave women pills, and in one deposition, he specifically said he didn't know whether.
Force it down their
No,
throat,
let me
and
finish.
they didn't take advantage of them. Look at that interview Whoopi Goldberg did with that model Johnson. Whoopi got all So wait a minute. You're trying to tell me that
hold on, Judge. Let me ask the
found
question.
out you were high, he called the cab, took the elevator down with you, put you in the cab, paid your fare, tipped the man, and sent you home because you were high? So what did he do?
So in one deposition, so Judge, in one deposition specifically, when he was asked the question, was he sure that the woman was sober enough to consent? He said, "I don't know." But there's a bigger question here: is if someone willingly takes pills and becomes high and drunk, can they legally consent?
See, and that's what these people need to quit. All right, because again, now, what are we talking about? Bill Cosby hung out with some females. Yeah. Look, this is what Bill Cosby, me and my man was talking about this earlier. In my opinion, not my opinion. This is the facts. This is what Bill Cosby is guilty of doing. Again, the 25, 30-year-old shit when he was in his prime, that's what entertainers do. Okay. You go out, you do your shows, you're a celebrity, you got groupies. That's what they do. Okay. You have sex, you get high, you get drunk, you have sexual group. I mean, come on. And that's what I mean. Like, who are these women? Again, he was married. They all knew he was married. So what are you hanging around Bill Cosby for? Yeah. Cause you like him for whatever. Right. Now this is what Bill Cosby is guilty of doing. They're not guilty of. This is what he did. And they're trying to make it a bad thing. He hung out with women. If this is one thing, all right. He is guilty of being like thirsty. All right. Discount the 25, 30-year-old shit. That was when he was in his prime. But in 2004, again, the one they sent him to prison for, 2004, he was about 60 years old. He's like 80 something now. So 2004 is 2020. So yeah, he was about 60. So this is what, in my opinion, this is what Bill Cosby is guilty of. He's guilty of being a thirsty old dude. That just, he likes, that old guy, 60-year-old guy that likes to have sex with younger women. Okay. That's what he's guilty of here. Because that's what he did. He would meet, he met this one, again, the case that we're talking about. He met her at a basketball game, college basketball game. She was like an equipment manager or something. And they got to talking. He invites her back to his house, for a dinner. I don't think this was the same night. That's what I mean. And this wasn't like, oh yeah, this all happened. Like this was again, and everybody glosses like the Lamont Hills. They gloss over the facts that none of this was like, like you met him and then, oh my God, you woke up and you were in a cab. Like, oh shit, what happened? No, but that's what they try to make it sound like. No, it's like they talked on the phone, and they like blaze this literally. They he invited this one specifically because I read the deposition, that part of it. He invited her over for dinner. They had drinks, and then they had an encounter. All right. And this happened over a period of time, and it happened more than once. And those are the facts that they all leave out. And they just want to focus on they want to keep calling him a, predator. They want to keep calling him but they leave out everything. See, that's what I mean. People, please, if you want to know the truth, read the depositions. All right. Like I said, that link is on my Facebook. I'll try and I'll add it to this video. Just read it. And then if you want to read what the other people say, read that too. Okay? And make up your own mind. Let me keep going.
Sometimes you can. Used to be you could. They had a change in there back 25 years ago when they were saying, no, you can't. But before that, basically, you could. That's why he told you.
Right. Again. See, that's what I mean. Now he's saying, again, now you're being silly, Mark Lamont Hill. Also, if you drink and do some drugs, you can't consent if you're an adult. That makes come on. That's what we're doing now? That's what we're doing now? So if that's the case, everybody's going to prison. Everybody. Come on now. Everybody here listening, okay? If you're married, when you were dating again, but when I met, come on. When you met your ex, what were you doing? I'll tell you what I was doing when I met my ex, mother of my two youngest children. Well, we worked at the same place, but then but we also hung out. Guess where we hung out? At the club. We were hanging out with friends. We were drinking, doing whatever. I mean, we weren't doing any drugs or anything, but so that's what I mean. So you mean now, if alcohol is involved, you can't, my ex can come back and say, I didn't consent. Cause come on, man, that's how ridiculous this is. My point is, all right, where does it end, people? See, that's what I mean. They're making things up. They're making things up. Specifically for Bill Cosby. Like, he can't do that. Like, you and I do that. We've done that. Everybody's done that. Drank some alcohol, hung out, had sex. Everybody's done that, man. Who hasn't done that? Let me know in the chat. You always had sex when you were sober? Like I said, now that I'm older, yes. I'm usually sober now. When I was younger, it was a different story. So that's how ridiculous this is to me. All right. You guys let me know what you think. But that's what Mark Lamont Hill is saying. Well, they drank. So, that means they can't give consent. That's what they're implying. But that's not, you can't do that. I mean, it's silly. You can do that, like I said, and then everybody's going to prison. If that's the case, everybody. Let me know what you guys think.
But we're talking about the law. So then, Judge, again, since you're saying we should appeal to the law, if the law says that you can't be
intoxication, where you did something to them they didn't consent to. See, that's when that law started changing from you got yourself drunk, you are responsible to know the bartender's responsible because he lets you get drunk. That's when that change started coming about. Bill Cosby's admitting
to giving women alcohol and pills for the purpose of having sex, and if by the law you can't consent if you're drunk or high.
You go out to dinner or you have a party or something. So
yeah, but that's not the same. That's irrelevant, Judge.
Because they do something they would have done anyway. A whole lot of them I knew back in the years
that's sexual assault, Judge.
This guy's a nut. This is Lamont Hill, man. But look, people, that's what I'm saying. You got to be careful because this is what they're doing. So now you can't. That's what I mean. This whole thing is crazy that what they're trying to do here. Basically saying, because these women, they all came to his house or came to where. That's what I mean. He didn't drag them under the bleachers or drag them into a bathroom or. But if you listen to this guy, he's trying to tell you, Mark Lamont Hill, that once you introduce, if you're hanging out and having dinner or whatever, but once you introduce alcohol, and that's what he keeps saying. Well, he offered it. And again, that's what he can't, because he can't say he forced them to, or he tricked them into it or whatever. Again, for me, when I look at the specific incident in question, it was a date. Is there such thing as date rape? Yes. But again, she didn't pass out and then wake up, oh my God, what happened? No, that's not what happened. Okay. They ate dinner. Then she was talking, it's funny, man. Somebody where's Dave Chappelle? Dave Chappelle needs to do some skits. Just take that transcript and do some skits, man, because it's funny. All right. Because she's talking about stress or whatever. He's like, hey, all right, well, I got these, I got these things that might help. And so Benadryl's the same thing, like, I got something that might help. And they say, okay. And they take it. And then, they proceed to, that's what I'm saying. That's what happened. Read it. Now again, the only thing what changed was these people changed their mind. See, they did that. They agreed to hang out with Bill Cosby and have sex with him. They did that. I'm going off of what I've read here. I'm going off of the facts. You guys need to do the same thing. Not one of them said I didn't, not one of them said, oh, he told me it was water and it was, blah, blah, blah. No. Again, everything was consensual. And it was only a problem years later. Like, again, there are some of these people, a sister of, look, I'm telling you, y'all gotta do your research. A sister of one of the, people, one of the so-called, whatever you want to call, not victim, whatever you want to call them, that came out, went to prison for trying to extort, Cosby. See, that's what I'm saying. If you're a victim, what are you doing? What's your sister doing trying to extort money from this guy? That's what I'm saying. Like, look, it's just all nonsense. That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. For me, it's like, all right, once you people are doing all this crazy shit, how can anybody believe you or think what you're saying, your accusations? How can we put anything into that? When again, you came back, you hung out again and you hung out again and you got money and listen, read up again, because Bill Cosby goes into detail. Like earlier, I was saying, maybe because he did it so much, maybe him and his wife had some kind of arrangement. Maybe she knew about it. But then when I started reading, the deposition and what that man was saying, he was doing his best. I don't think his wife knew it. He was trying to keep it from her because he was paying. He was setting up, he had payments going through. He had to set it up so his wife wouldn't know about it. All right. Setting up educational trusts and, making it go through the universities. Look, he was doing all this to keep it from his wife. Read the deposition. And see, so as far as being wrong, yeah, he was wrong for lying to his wife. Because obviously, and he knew that. That's why he was trying to, pay people off and do all this, jumping through hoops to do that. He said so himself. He admitted to that. But when it comes to the encounters with this particular person in this case, that's all it was. It was a date. They had dinner. They hung out. You guys read the deposition. Let me know what you think. That's why I don't understand why this guy keeps saying the shit he's saying. If he read the same that he did, because he keeps referring to it. But see, that's how these people just lie. Because how could you read that deposition and then say what you're saying? That's your opinion. You think he was whatever, but that's not what he said. That's not what he admitted to. And that's not what these people admitted to. They just, after the fact, they felt bad about it, or after the fact, they didn't like what they did. But at the end of the day, they chose to do it multiple times. Nuts. Let's keep going.
A lot. I had a lot of female clients I had to get out of messes because they had a fondness for quaaludes. It's not cool,
Yeah, but it's
I
okay
mean,
to take.
don't you bear any responsibility for this, especially if you keep going
No.
back?
So Judge,
And this, see, that's the thing. Everybody ignores that. They keep glossing over it. All these women, all of them, multiple encounters, hung out with Cosby multiple times. But, we're going to forget about that. Common sense, people. Common sense. And see, yeah. All right, let's go.
I want to lay this out plainly, and I'll give you a chance to respond. I'll even give you the last.
See, and he don't answer that, and he doesn't answer it. Why you keep going back? Do you have an answer for that, Mr. Lemoist? No, he does not. No, and that's what I mean. It's just BS. It's just BS.
That's word. If you give someone drugs and alcohol, even if they want to take the drugs and alcohol, if they get to a point where they are inebriated, where they are high or drunk, you cannot have sex with them. It is not sex. It becomes rape. And
stop! Holy shit! No. Like I said, if you listen to this guy, then everybody's going to prison. Okay? Stop it. Let's keep it 100, man. Two people can be intoxicated and consent. Okay, come on. What are you talking about? And that's the case. Most of the time, majority of the time, two people that are intoxicated. Now, in this case, and what they keep bringing up is, well, he didn't do it. He just gave it to them. So that's another thing, I guess. Because, yeah, they both didn't do it. Just, but it doesn't, again, really. It's not like they're making it sound like, yeah, like these people passed out and then he had his way with them. That's not what happened. Nobody said that. None of them said that I'm aware of. If anybody's aware of any of them claiming that, I passed out. But see, again, I know none of them said that because if they had, we would know about it already. But that's because these people like Lamont Hill keep referring to this deposition. That's all they got. And they're twisting the hell out of that. So if any of these women said anything remotely like that, like, oh man, I passed out, I don't know what happened, we would know about it by now. I haven't seen it yet. I've been going through it. I said, all right, it's time. I got to start going through this deposition that they keep talking about. Condemns him. I need to go look at it for myself. Even though I know, because again, if there was anything remotely as bad as what they keep trying to get you to believe, if there was anything in there like that, we would know about it. We would know about it already because they would have told us. You keep going.
Even by
That's
the legal
only the
standard that you're
law
saying
in
we should
certain
appeal
states.
to.
That's only the law in certain states. It's not for every state. And it goes into the same philosophy. It goes into the same thing. I didn't know I was going to get that drunk, so it ain't my fault I got a DUI and kill somebody. How you think that's going to float?
Right, but the difference is the
plus
drunk
you
person has
have
a responsibility to
people
not.
on the East Coast who want a
The
new
drunk person has a
category of
responsibility
felony
not
rape.
to get into the
It's
car.
called rape by
But the drunk
seduction.
person does not have a
In other words,
responsibility
you take
not to
woman
give the
out,
responsibility.
then you decide to
if
have
we're
a
talking
good
about
meal,
responsibility.
linen, candlelight,
talking about
wine,
responsibility-
dine. You go for a walk in the park, my place or yours. Get over there, kissy, kissy, poo, seduction, clothes come off. Everybody has a good time. This crowd wants that to be called
Everybody
felony
isn't having a
rape
good
by
time. One person's
seduction.
being assaulted. Right, but what I'm saying is, and I got it
See,
wrong.
that's the
Yeah, he keeps saying assault. He keeps saying these things. Like, no. You're just saying that. You're just saying that. Like, why are you saying that? Only because, years later, now they're saying, oh, yeah, I didn't. No.
point. He never admitted to what he did, was accused of, which is
How many people in your court were admitted to what they did
All
that
they
were
did
guilty?
was they asked.
So again, all right, this is funny. And my point exactly, if you go through and listen to what he didn't admit to any wrongdoing. And what did Lamont Hill, what did this nigga, really? Well, that doesn't mean he's not guilty. So is that what we're doing? Yo, this is nuts. Is that what we're doing now? You know, our opinions is what's going to get people put in prison. Our opinion is what's going to, you know, literally what, come on, man. Let me bring this back. This is ridiculous. This guy is nuts, man. He's an idiot and he's a lunatic. How could you even, now you know why. Now you know why people like Lamont Hill, Lamont Big Dummy Hill, they call him Lamoist on Black Twitter. I'm going to start the hashtag Lamont Big Dummy because that's what he is. Big Dummy Lamont Hill. He's an idiot. That doesn't mean how many people I can't even, when I listen to these people, man, it starts to mess with me. Literally. And that's the whole point I keep saying to y'all. The more I do this, the more I do the show and I have to listen to this crazy shit. And it literally, affects me negatively. Okay. You gotta hey man, it's warfare out here for real. We are at war. And you gotta be prepared, man. That's what I mean. I gotta get my mental preparation up, man, to be dealing with this shit like this. There you go.
A good time. This crowd wants that to be called
Everybody isn't having a good time. One person's being assaulted. Right, but what I'm saying, Judge, and I got to run.
See, that's the point. He never admitted to what he was accused of, which is
how many people in your court were admitted to what they did
all
that
they
were
did
guilty?
Was they asked for it. I supplied it. They wanted it.
Okay.
And then he said, well, how many people in your courtroom admitted to what they did? But there was evidence. Yes, every crook says he's innocent. Every crook says he didn't do it. And what we're coming out to find out now, with all these people being exonerated on DNA and all this stuff, it's more people. Yeah, it wasn't just, I'm not guilty. A lot of people weren't guilty, but that's another story. But yeah. Heather says, who left the bag of big idiots? The bag of idiots open. Yeah, Lamont. I never really listened to this guy. This is the first time I've listened to him. Yeah, this is like an 18-minute interview. I've never really listened. Like I said, I've seen sound bites of him. I've seen his silly ass crying about dumb shit. He's that guy. So I already knew what he was about. But I never really listened to him talk. And he's an idiot. He's a straight up idiot, man. You guys. So for people, and I see why people get upset, because people will cape up for this guy. There are people that think like him and feel the way he does. And it's that. Yeah, that's why when you. That's the concerning part. Okay, for me, that's the concerning part about this whole thing is that there are people that think exactly, and there are people that rock with this guy. Okay. And think he's right. And think, they're like, yeah. Lynch Cosby. For partying. He was that's what I mean. He was in the 60s. So it's not like there was no partying going on. It was like, let's have dinner. Again, read it. Oh my God, it's so funny. Read the deposition. Again, nice dinner at the townhouse. Relax. Oh, you stressed again? Yeah, a little stressed out about the gig at the college, yada, yada. Okay. Let's have, okay. You want some wine? You want some, again, offered. And they partook in such offerings. Okay. That's the reality, folks. That's the reality. And people like, Big Dummy Hill here, just trying to make shit up, make you believe some shit they're just making up. It's what he feels. This is what he feels. And I guess it might be true to him, but that's it. That's where it stops. It doesn't make it my truth. Just because it's true for you. You can't put, once you get outside into the real world, outside your big funny looking head, it's not true outside of that. Okay? Everything he's saying here is totally made up.
Put some candles on and some incense when we do it. Let's go out and have a fine meal. Some Pinot Noir, some Cabernet Sauvignon.
Giving somebody,
to go with the prime rib and the lobster. And then we, after we leave the 5-star restaurant, we got a nice walk in the park.
This honestly is, with all due respect, is the most disturbing interview I've ever had in my life.
No, but see, you are into this thing where everybody's got to be protected. This society does not work when the society's obligation is to protect somebody from being stupid. You protect somebody's rights.
Protect somebody from being raped, but we got to go, Judge Joe Brown. We can have a conversation, but
you
I
can't
got to run
protect
commercial
them from
break. I'm
themselves.
way past commercial
Just
break.
like you can't protect somebody from liability for killing someone in a fatal DUI because the bartender didn't stop serving them when they kept asking.
Unfortunately, I got to run with way past commercial break. I know you understand that. Thank you for joining the show.
Oh man! All right, yeah, that dude, man. This guy here. I need to make my mouse bigger. There's a guy I watch on YouTube. He has his mouse. He makes it bigger. It's like magnified. Mark Lamoist. Like I said, I'm gonna start that hashtag. Mark Lamont, big dummy. And that drop, I got that. I wasn't able to get it ready for the show. I had to hurry up. It was getting late. But yeah, you're going to hear that big dummy drop coming. Cause yeah, he's a big dummy, man. He's a big dummy. Your eyes are too close together. No, let me stop. No, but I didn't realize how much of an idiot this guy was until I listened to him talk for the last 15 minutes. And yeah, he's fucking. But again, the concerning thing is, but this is it. All these people think like him. Okay, there's a cult. That's what I call it. The cult of, it's not what I call it. The cult of personality. So that's the disturbing thing. The concerning thing is that there are a lot of people that think just like this guy. Just like this guy. And yeah, I wouldn't want this guy delivering my groceries. That's what I mean. Like he wouldn't, nah, nigga, you ain't getting ice cream's not good for you. I gotta protect you from yourself. Like again, like Joe Brown was saying, like, yo, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? People can't drink alcohol and have consensual sex. Come on. That's what he said. Once you drink, you can't consent. That's the concerning part, but that's what they're doing, people. So that's what I mean. Just be aware. I don't know what else to say about this. I really don't know what else to say about it. Let me get to some of the comments. Let's see. Heather says, it's one to feel things and another to actually to put on trial, right, for crimes months away from the statute of limitations expiring. Exactly. Like from start to finish. So again, you don't got to be a law. And it doesn't, I'm lazy. I'll be the first to admit it. When it comes to research and like reading, I hate reading. But a lot of this stuff you don't have to read. But for this, I forced myself to look at this deposition, and I'm going to look at more of it. I only looked at a little, like I said, the link I posted on Facebook, the LA Times did a good job. They summarized it, took out all, the extra legal jargon and stuff, made it, just to get to the gist. And yeah, I haven't even finished reading that, but yeah, it's, if you just look at the case from start to finish, because they've been trying to, again, these people have been trying to extort. This is the thing. They didn't have to extort him. Again, if you listen to what he said in the deposition, he was paying these people already. That's what they were doing. All right. I think in this case, I know in this case specifically, they talked about after whatever time had went past, he got a phone call from the lady's mother saying that my daughter's upset. And then they talked about setting up an educational trust for her. These are the facts. Okay. And then again, that's when he, goes into, okay, I'm going through this agency. I'm having my lawyers do this. I'm having the money sent to these people in way of, again, it can't come directly from me. This is what this is what he admitted to doing. This is what he did after dealing with these. That's what he had to do with this one specifically. Okay. But again, it's on record. Other, these other ladies that came out against him, like I said, the sister of one of them, actually, he prosecuted, and sent somebody to jail over it because they were just doing too much. They came after him trying to do whatever. And they put her in prison. So the whole thing again was a railroad job from start to finish. It's like again, they tried, they didn't try. He basically went through his life paying these people off, and then for whatever reason, and like my man Star, let me see, he had posted something. Where is it? Okay. And then for some reason, they decided we want to ruin this man's legacy. We want to erase it. All right. Because look at what they did. All right. And like my man Star says, look here, tried to buy NBC and uplift image of black people. That's a crime. Yeah. And for those who don't know, Bill Cosby was, forget, what's his name? Byron Allen. If those who know about Byron Allen, kind of got, doing his thing. He's got his own media thing. Like black owned, whatever. As far as, I don't know. Byron Allen's okay. He's okay. He's got his own shit. You can't, so it's whatever. But Bill Cosby was doing that way before literally Bill Cosby he was trying to buy NBC. Okay. And so if you're rocking with us, you're rocking with the crazy people, the conspiracy people. See, that's when they started feeling some kind of way in some people's opinion. When he started trying to do things like this, like buy major media outlets, take control, that's when they were like, nah. That's when their attitude shifted. When I say they, what I'm talking about. So he was allowed to do whatever. He was allowed to speak. Look, if you look at Bill Cosby, if you go back, man, I got to find that video. I should have pulled it up. Like I said, I didn't. Again, he was allowed to speak. Bill Cosby always kept it real. Okay. With politics and all. If you go back and look, at interviews he did, he gave you that game. All right. He gave you that game a long time ago about the political theater and all that. He gave you all that. Okay. But then when he tried to, when he went in and started trying to, he was going to make some big moves. That's when, again, they try to, pump the brakes. And now that's what I mean. So what have they done? They took all of his content down, or they made it so that you're not going to play it because people are going to, that he's, he's horrible. He's a predator. So, can't support him. Can't support him because people won't like you. And they went and, took away all of his, degrees, like honorary, they just they're erasing him from the record, the contributions he's made. That's what they're doing. That's what they've done here. So why everybody's distracted with the bullshit, they erase this man's positive contributions. Positive and unique contributions. It doesn't matter how you feel about Cosby. All right, what he did, as far as media, in the, for the black community and all that stuff, as far as representing, he made a lot of positive contributions. His contributions to the, to the HBCUs and stuff, and they literally took this and they made it a reason to take all that away. Because that's what they did. I've read about, again, look it up. Like, again, all these places that gave him honorary degrees and stuff, they took, taking that down. Nope, we take it back. Oh, he's horrible. That's what they're doing. So 20 years, 25 years, 50 years down the line, Bill Cosby, nobody's going to know who he is. Okay? That's what they're doing here. All right? So you heard it here first. I hope you didn't. I hope you didn't hear it, but that's good. Because if you did hear it here first, that's good. Because that's what people need to understand when they do things like this. It's not about, come on, it's not about putting some 80-year-old guy. Why, really? Let's say he was. Can't you just put him on house arrest? He ain't going nowhere. He ain't doing it. He ain't. That's what I mean. It's like whatever. It ain't about that. But that's what they try to make it about. We need to protect. No, you don't. But look at all the other stuff they did. To erase this man from the record. Okay? And to taint, not to erase, but to taint his legacy. Okay? To make it negative. To make it so that, oh no, you can't look up to Bill Cosby. That's nothing positive to look up to. That's, in my opinion, that's what's going on here. Okay? And that's what I mean. There's, they got these clowns, like, Lamoist Hill. They got these clowns over here promoting this stuff. Okay? So that our children, our grandchildren, when, all they're going to know of Bill Cosby is, he was a horrible person. All right? That's how these people work. They're planning generationally. They ain't planning it ain't about, it ain't about today. All right? It's about what they can do to manipulate shit in the future. How do you do that? Information. How do you do that? Perception. All right? You know how we get down. It's propaganda time. Let me get to some of these comments here. This is not sponsored by Astroglide. LML big. Yeah, big. I'm telling you, this guy. I got some clips. Man, I'm telling y'all need to be following me, all right? Follow me on YouTube. Go propagandatime.com. Propagandatime.com. All right, you want to see? Yeah, we got jokes for Lamont. We got jokes. They coming. We got jokes for all these people. All right, if you ain't seen my Joe Biden, y'all need to check my Instagram. Check TikTok. All right, we got jokes for these people. And the big dummy, Lamont Big Dummy Hill. That's the clip. That's the next clip I'm working on. Heather says, the matrix is broken. A lot is being made right. So balance can be restored. I hope so. I don't see. The thing is, the matrix is broken and the truth is right in front of you now. It always has been, but now it's like literally they're telling you themselves. And so my thing is, but people, the concerning part is that people are not acknowledging. People would rather listen to this guy and believe what he says than to listen to the facts and make their own common sense, conclusions and decisions on things. That's the concerning thing. Why am I concerned? Well, when I'm out and about, okay, I'm still on the plantation, unfortunately. I still got to go to the plantation to get a check. And, the mentality is real. All right. So I really can't talk to people. Like out in the real world. Like if I start having a conversation with you and the first thing you say, if we just listen to things will get better. if we just listen to the government. You know, if you say something like that to me, like, you know, we got to do what they say because, you know, it's whatever. But they said, if you start, that's what I mean. So it's very easy. So yeah, once you come at like the first 5 seconds of a conversation, I know, okay, I can't, yeah. I just got to keep it casual. Like I got to, you know, I got to play, I got to play dumb. I can't really talk to you because, or I can't even express my opinion. That's why it's to the point where, yeah, you can't even express your opinion. Because people get in their feelings and start trying to, you know, there's something wrong with you. I'll tell a funny story. One time, you know, a coworker, was asking me about, you know, did I get the jab? I was like, nah, I'm cool. Don't need that. And I said, why? Did you get it? He's like, yeah, I got it. But I should, you know, he's like, yeah, I was just, and I said, well, why? I said, you know, were you, it's like, I was just, you know, I was scared. And he said, I know it's experimental and stuff, but yeah, I wasn't, you know, I was scared. So I just got it. And that's a grown man. He's my age. Okay. He's around my age. And that's what he said to me. I was scared, so I did it anyway. But at the same time, he said, yeah, I know it's experimental. I know I do, you know, they don't know. He said that. He said, yeah, I know they don't, you know, side effects and stuff. Nobody knows, but I just, you know, they said it was okay, so I did it. And that's the concerning part. Okay. That's what I'm concerned. That's the only thing that concerns. Am I scared of these people? No. What's to be scared of? We all know they can do terrible things. Okay, we all know this. All right, just froze up a little bit there. So it's not about being scared, because they coming for you regardless. I say this all the time when I talk. You know, I be talking to my man on the phone. Yo, man, don't say certain shit. Like, yo, did you hear that click? Yeah, of course. Like. That's why I got to talk to my man. Yeah, we just got to record everything because we got to document everything because that's it. Okay. They're coming for you. Okay. There's no hiding. They know what you're, you know, they're listening to everything. They have, you know, the information. You know, they've already told us this, you know, with the Facebook thing, the privacy, that was all big. I was one of the, you know, people sitting there laughing like, what are y'all? They've been gathering their information. Like that's what it's for. That's what these platforms are for. Like people were surprised that the government, they were sharing information with other, with other institutions. Like really? Like y'all didn't know that? I was like, you know, when all that broke and it was they made it a big deal. I don't know if y'all remember, you know, they had the hearings. You remember that when they rolled up, you know, I don't know if that's a clone of him or what. But they rolled Zuckerberg out because these people are strange, man. You know, have you ever watched Zuckerberg? You know, he's, you know, and his wife, like the interviews they did, like it's strange. It's just strange. Anyway, and they rolled Zuckerberg out and, you know, it's like this big deal. They're having congressional hearing. It was all, you know, it's all nonsense. Oh, privacy. The privacy of your user? There is no privacy, people. There hasn't been for a long time. And even I forgot what year that was, but there were people that were upset about, oh yeah, no, what do you mean you're sharing it with? Like they really didn't know. So whatever, man. You know, so that's where I'm coming from, you know, and most of y'all know where I'm coming from, or else you wouldn't be listening or watching. Yeah. Heather says feelings are only fact to yourself. Exactly. And keep that that's what I'm saying, Lamoist Hill. Why are you all? But it's not just him. All right. Again, watch all these interviews. I've watched a few of them already. Fox News, you know, they're legal analysts and they all repeat the same talking points about this, you know, and that's what leads me to believe, again, that that's the whole point of this. That's what the evidence shows me. The whole point of this is to, you know, degrade Cosby's legacy and make it so that, again, he is irrelevant. Like, again, it's Cosby's name. It's going to be a bad thing. They want to make it a bad thing. Okay. Never mind what he did. You know, never mind the positive contributions he made, what he tried to do. Forget all that, you know, because these people that partied with him came back a quarter of a century later and said they didn't. They didn't. I don't even. But that's all this is, people. That's all this is, man, with the Cosby thing. At least for me. Let's see. Heather says, yeah, the concerning part is a whole generation of programmed clones. Right. Right. So if you're like me, you know, older people, you know, if you have grandparents or parents, you know, they kind of, you know, they still think the news like they watch. We all grew up watching the news. And back then, back in the 80s, okay, when I was like paying attention, I was old enough to pay attention to the news. They weren't straight up lying like they are now. Okay, it was different back then. They weren't straight up lying like totally. Like there was, you know, it was kind of, you know, it was okay to listen to it and to go off of what they said to an extent, you know, because they weren't just totally lying and pushing bullshit like they are now. Okay, and you're not going to know that if you weren't alive. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, Heather's right. You know, what happens? And that's what we say all the time here. That's what this is all about. Okay, it's about the next generation. You know, it's about our children growing up thinking a certain way, and our grandchildren growing up thinking a certain way. Okay, subscribing to, you know, certain ideological, you know, points of view and stuff. That's what it's about. And so, yeah, do you want your children thinking like this guy? I don't. Do you want your children, you know, do you really? Like, that's what I mean. What are we going to do? If everybody's like this guy. And it's like, oh, you go to prison. Why? Well, you had alcohol. She said y'all drank before you had sex. So you can't do that. Even if you can't do that. That's just nuts. Okay. Is that what we want for our children? Of course not. But I don't know if these people get their way. You know, that's what they're saying. That's what they want. They want it to be against the law. At least that's the argument they're making. That's what Lamont, you know, Lemoist said. Zuck's 4th of July post was mighty American of him. Oh, I didn't even see that. I kind of. Yeah, curtains up. Heather says, curtains up. Newsflash, feelings are not illegal, right? Or feelings are not facts. But if you listen to these people, that's what they're, you know. Yeah, I agree about the legal aspect, but that's what they all say. That's what you know, that's what Lemoyne kept saying. Yeah, we agree. I agree with you on the legal. But I feel like, and that's what I mean. It's like, yo, nigga, there's no buts. That's it. End of story. Case closed. So no, it's but my feelings. Now everything is but my feelings. You know, don't matter what the facts are. Oh yeah, I agree with you on the facts, but my feelings. Get that t-shirt. But my feelings. And come up with silly shit to put, yeah, that statement. Like, yeah, I know about the facts, but my feelings. Yeah, I know I was born. You hear about the British guy? He's some kind of YouTuber or something. But he's British, okay? He has an accent. And he's identifying as Asian, and he had about like 20 plastic surgeries to try and make himself look Asian. Have you guys heard about this guy? Okay, that's my point. It's like, yeah, I know I'm British, but I feel like I'm Asian. So, you know, you're wrong if you don't agree with me type shit. That's where we're at now. Okay. It's just nuts. See, Heather says, Zuckerberg's short video was on a motorized surfboard holding the American flag. Yeah, and about the trans, like, again, people just making transracial. What is that? That's not real. That's something people made up. Like now, like niggas just made that up yesterday. And don't get me wrong. I understand. That's what people do. We make shit up. Like, what is money? We made that up. But that was necessary to exchange value. So you make up currency, like ways to exchange. I get it. You make shit up when it's necessary. But transracial, is that necessary? Is that a necessary made up thing? In my opinion, no. And that's what we got going on today, people. A lot of motherfuckers are just making shit up. Like, to the point, I can't keep up. Transracial. What's the other one? Cultural appropriation. Huh? You know, we talked about that the other day. I got to post some more clips. Nicki Minaj and the Michael B. Jordan, you know, he changed his name of his rum brand because she tweeted that he was appropriating the, you know, Trinidadian, you know, culture by the name. It was some kind of, you know, it means festival. Anyway, cultural appropriation. These things that they keep, just made up stuff that they keep, like, we're supposed to believe it and feel a certain way about it. You know, it's just whatever. Try not to do, I don't know. That's why. If I could say to anybody that doesn't like watching this for the first time, like, just, you know, just try not to buy into everything you hear. Like, try to step back for a minute. Step back for a minute and just think, hey, wait a minute. What, does that make sense? Does this even matter? You know, what's another good question to ask yourself? Does this impact the quality of my life in any way, shape, or form? You know, negatively. Like, if it's something I should be worried about, this is something I should be, you know, spending time, energy, resources on, cultural appropriation. Nah, that's one of those things that I answer no to all those questions. Let's see. Let's get back to the comments. This is the arguments are, transgenderism is comparable to, and the arguments are pretty strong. Yeah, the LGBT. Look, that's what I'm saying. These people are going off. Look, again, is it necessary? Is it necessary? Like, for me, like, do I need to know about all that? No, I don't care. Do what you want to do. Call yourself whatever you want to call yourself. But see, like I said, the main question, does this affect the quality of my life or my children's life? And with some of these things, the answer is yes. Like with this agenda. Okay, and some of these things they want to push to our children. The LGBTQ stuff, transgenderism. What's the other one? You know, what's the other one I heard? What is this? Critical race theory. That's another thing they made up. That's not real. It's just something they want to push. Okay, to get you to think a certain way. That's what they're doing with all this stuff. They want to push this and teach this to our children so our children are thinking a certain way. So that's where I draw the line. Be whatever you want. Be a zebra. Be a horse. I don't care. Call yourself whatever you want. But when you want to try and push this, you know, to my children, well, then I have to step in and say, no, I'm not rocking with that. And that's the thing. And that's another thing. People are, you know, I see these school board meetings, these woke school board meetings. Look here. If you're to the point where you're at a school board meeting, like, and you're upset because they're trying to do this at your school, things like this, critical race, you know, the latest thing is the critical race theory. Look, for me, I'm not going to waste my time at a school board meeting. Okay? My kids are going to, you know, I'm going to homeschool them. If I really think that, hey, I don't want my kids listening to this. I think this is negative. I don't, you know, this is not going to benefit my children. I'm not going to participate in that. And that's what I really think people need to, again, like Joe Brown said, man, we got to start being accountable. Like, hey, you know, don't see y'all participating in shit you should be. If you had, you know, if you voted for somebody If you participated, you might have a little bit more say. All right. And when it comes to that stuff, and that's what I mean, that's another thing I've been seeing lately, these school board meetings where people are debating, because, that's what they're going to start teaching your kids, critical race theory, whatever that is. It has something to do with making white people feel bad. I don't even know, and I can't even bring myself, but I guess I'm going to have to, because I literally don't even know what it is. But I'm going to have to learn about it. But I know it's again, there's no value in it for my children. Okay. There's none. I know that without knowing what it is. So, and when it comes to that point, I'm not wasting my time at a school board meeting. Okay. I'm going to do what I need to do to protect my children from shit like that. That's all it is. Okay. And I think, that's what needs to happen there. Stop complaining. They're going to do it. That's the whole point. They're going to push what they want to push. Do you have to participate? Ask yourself the question. Do you have to participate? Okay. No. The answer is no. You don't have to. We don't have to participate yet. There's nothing forcing us to participate. And, I'm not saying, okay, I don't want my kids to learn about, you're going to start teaching what? No, I don't. Okay. I'm not going to participate anymore. With the NCAA, people are, they don't pay the player. Well, why do you keep sending your kids there? Can't complain and participate. So at the end of the day, a lot of this stuff we can solve ourselves. Okay. If we just say no, if there's a problem, we don't like what's going on, stop participating in that. Okay. That's another big thing. The NCAA, all the wealth they have built, all the wealth they've stolen from, lower and middle class families in the way of, again, monetizing our children, as athletes. They've generated billions and trillions of dollars over the, whatever course of however long it's been in existence. It's billions at least, if not in the trillions, revenue generated from college sports. And, for me, it's like, what are you even complaining about? Why are we even talking about this? Everybody knows what it is. Stop participating. What if everybody said, I'm not sending my kids there no more. Nope. Not going to participate in your bullshit. Unless you're going to pay. They're not paying. Don't send them. It's very simple. But no, it's not that. Okay. People that participate want to. Okay. I know this personally. All right. My 16-year-old Peyton, again, very good football player. Okay. Very big. Okay. Highly, he's only a sophomore. They're starting him on the freshman squad this year. So I know this, and his mother's very gun-ho about college and about, and about the, all that stuff. We part, I told him, I said, look, just be careful. And so my job is, I'm not going to tell him not to play, but, I just have, I'm going to do my best to try and, be there for him, and protect him the best I can. Because these people, again, when it comes to sports, they're just after your kids, these coaches, and they're not really, again, they're some of them that's misleading. They have you thinking that they care. They don't. Yeah, they care because it benefits them. What your son or daughter can do for them. They want them on the team because, yes, they add value. That's it. They don't care about your kid. Most of them don't care like that. That's what I mean. So we got to be careful. And that's me. Okay. When it comes to that dynamic with my son Peyton, I'm the one. Again, not trying to be, bring anybody down and say, but I have to be the one that has to be sensible and be responsible. Right. And hey, all I can do, never mind his mother. She, we don't see eye to eye on things. And again, I'm not trying to get in the way, but when it comes to my son, I just make sure he knows that, hey, talk, you have any questions, just talk. Yeah, I'm here. Got any questions? And, like I said, I have to be there to make sure, try to do the best I can. All right. To protect him from, because you want to talk about predators. Okay, college sports and yeah, high school sports. A lot of predatory shit going on. Trying to recruit your, again, and it's whatever, man. It's whatever. That's a whole nother show. Actually, yeah, I'm going to have to edit this. This has went on way too long. What are we on? I don't know. I know we're over an hour. It's the 4th of July, though. So yeah, that's my take on sports. Again, most parents participate because they're all. That's what I mean. It's a cult in a way, right? Like literally, like remember Friday Night Lights, like how big, how popular and important football is in some communities. That's what it is. It's basically it's like a big deal, and everybody participates. And reason and that's what I mean. It's like really, really, really important. And for me, sports is cool. But I think sometimes people get carried away and emphasize, an emphasis on it. Because that's what I mean. If that's your whole focus, and then that gets pulled, that rug gets pulled out from under you, what happens? You have nothing. Okay, how do I know this to be true? Look at all these stories, these athletes. You think they got the money, they got the fame, they got, Junior Seau is a very good example of this. Like, he blew his brains out. Right? Like, I don't know if you guys know about Junior Seau. This is what happened. I think it was one of his, it was one of his kids. I want to say his son. He was young at the time. The night that happened, he was like sitting there watching TV, and I think it was his son. He was like, "Hey, Dad, what's going on? You okay?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And then minutes later, he blew his head off. All right, what's going on there? So that's what, so that's where I'm coming from with my son, right? That's what my concern is. That's what I mean. Nobody talks about these things like this. The effects. And again, he was just, I think he was retired. He had just retired or recently retired but he was he retired when he did that? I think he had just retired. Anyway, but that's what I mean. Like it's, when you got to be careful, and you got to manage your expectations, and you got to be, it's got to be careful. That can't be everything, I guess is my point. That can't be everything. Like if you believe that's all you are, and then that's okay, I'm done with that, can't do that no more, then that's that causes a lot of these problems with these people, with mental health and stuff like that. So that's what I mean. That's my thing with sports, professional sports. And as far as my kids participating, like you got to be careful because it's not all good. If you don't have if you're not prepared mentally, all right, you got to be prepared mentally, I guess is my thing with that. Let me see. Heather had a comment about, what is this? Oh, they have that animal community popping and trying to be a part of the rainbow community. Good Lord. They're trying to merge animal. What are you saying? They're trying to merge animal lovers with LGBTQ. Let's go. Look, that's the look. I don't know. Why are you trying to distract me? But yeah, send me CRT. Yeah. Send me the video. Yes, please send me the video, Heather. And yeah, shout out to everybody that sends me links and stuff. Again, propagandatime.com to find links to the social media. Inbox me. I guess the easiest way as far as content for the show, stuff you want us to talk about. You can either hit me on Instagram or on Facebook. All right, we're still on Facebook. They're gonna kick us off. I know they are. But yeah, shoot me those links. All right, Facebook, Instagram, all social media links, everything. Propagandatime.com. All right, that's it. All right, that's it. Because I got to get to work on. Let me see. I got a fresh pot on the coffee maker here. But yeah, I got work to do. I got to do this big dummy, Lamont Big Dummy Hill clip. I got to pull out my, I got to pull out my Sanford and Son and get to work on that. And so stay tuned. All right. And we got more, man. I don't know if I'm going to come back later tonight. I don't know. I got more to record, man. Lori Lightfoot, Chicago mayor. Holy crap. We got another one. And another one, we did, it's the same. It's funny. It's the same reporter. Okay. From the last story we did on her where she refuses to acknowledge any responsibility for the mess in Chicago with the violence. Well, there's a part 2 to that. The guy came back, the same reporter from Newsmax. He came back the next week for the next press conference and got at her again, which is great in my opinion. I hope he keeps on. I hope he does. I hope that's what he does. Keep on. Keep letting these people know. Keep calling them out. That's what I mean. If you look at these press conferences, again, like the majority of these people, these people aren't reporters because they don't ask any real questions. And then when you see something like this, it gives me hope. All right, there is some people out there that really want to, they're not going to answer, but you can at least call them out on their bullshit and expose them. So I think that's great that this guy, it's going to get to the point they're not going to let him in anymore. But yeah, he came back for the next press conference. And yeah, we've got that clip. I'm going to go over that on the next episode. But yeah, that's it for now, man. It's propaganda time. All right. Yours truly, Pearly Q in the building. Excuse me. Let me do that again. That was terrible. This is propaganda time with yours truly, Pearly Q. They're shooting off fireworks. Y'all probably can hear that. It's the 4th of July. Independence Day. All right. We'll see you guys in the next video.